Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl J Nail here with predictions for UFC 118. Really late predictions. I usually like to get them out a week in advance, but unfortunately, UFC 118 is tomorrow. But I want to get my little say out there before it goes down. I always say I'm going to try to make this quick, but I really am because my last 3 videos were over 15 minutes and YouTube wouldn't let me upload them. So I'm not going to cover all of the undercards in the interest of saving time. So I'm going to start off with Dan Miller and John Salter. Dan Miller, I've seen him a couple times. He's got a good record, 11-4-0. He is mainly wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but he also knows Muay Thai. And I saw him knock a dude out with the Muay Thai, so with the knees and bust a dude up. He's a pretty good fighter. He's fighting John Salter, which for all I can tell is a newbie. There's not that too much information on him. He has only had 6 fights. He's 5-1. I'm going to pick experience in this one, make it easy, so I'm going to go with Dan Miller. The next fight is Andre Winner and against Nick Lentz. And Andre Weiner, I've seen him before. He is quick. He's a puncher, boxer all the way. He's quick. He's got some power. This Nick Lentz guy, I don't really know too much. Yeah, good takedowns. They said he has good defense and strong kicks. I don't know if I can really go off of that. But just to make it interesting, I'll pick him. I'll pick Nick Lentz. Alright, the next fight. Speeding through him. Joe Lauzon. He was on UFC's Ultimate Fighter. I think it was the lightweights. I'm pretty sure him, Nate Diaz were all in the same season. Against Gabe Rudiger, who I don't know much about at all. But Joe Lauzon. I've seen him fight a couple times. He's a real cool, calm, collected guy. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all the way. Real calm. I like that about him, but I almost feel like he's lacking some killer instinct, maybe. But solid fighter, 17-5. Solid fighter. And I'm going to go ahead and go with him. Joe Lauzon to win that one. Alright, the next fight is Nate Diaz and Marcus Davis. Both fighters I've seen fight before, more than once. Nate Diaz, of course, brother of Nick Diaz, and they fight really similar too. Both real tall and lanky. They both pretty much boxing and jiu-jitsu all the way. Let's see here. Marcus Davis, he's boxing, pretty much boxing all the way. Good strong puncher. They both got good records. Marcus is 22-7 and Diaz is 12-5. Marcus, they both won the last fights. However, Nick's won his last couple fights, and Marcus, he's won the last one, and then 2 before that he lost. So I don't know about momentum. They're both good boxers. Nick is not the most powerful puncher, but he's smart and accurate, and he does the whole thing where he holds the hands and stuff just like his brother. I think the difference in this match is going to be that Nate has a 6-inch reach advantage. That's going to bother the crap out of Marcus Davis, and I'm not quite sure if he'll be able to overcome it because they both are pretty good, very good boxers. If it goes to the ground, I definitely think Nate has a advantage. So I'm going to go with Nate with this one. 6-inch reach advantage. It's a whole lot. Next fight. All right. This one I'm excited for. I think this one's going to be really exciting. Feisty fighters here. We got Kenny Florian and Gray Maynard. I've seen them both plenty of times. They both run Ultimate Fighter. Kenny even does, he's a commentator sometimes for a lot of the Spike events, and it's so funny because they're, only 155 pounds, so with his suit and stuff on, you can't even really tell he's a fighter. But I like Kenny Florian. He's jiu-jitsu, but he busts people up. He throws really sweet elbows, and he always gets you bloody. He bloodied up Joe Daddy Stevenson. Did he fight? He did fight BJ Penn, but I believe he lost in a bloody fight as well. But, yeah, both good records. Gray Maynard is 10-0, so if Kenny wins, he'll be giving him his first loss. Gray Maynard is wrestling all the way, great conditioning. He's super athletic body. The only thing with this guy is he's 10-0, undefeated, but all but 2 of his wins are by decision, and some of them are unanimous decisions. But he only has 2 TKOs. He has a KO, a TKO, and all decisions. And for me, that says someone who doesn't go after fights. You never leave it up to the judges. We know that, and you got to finish fights. You have to win fights. He's against Kenny Florian, who is a finisher. Most of his fights end in submission, and I have no problem with that because nothing says you won more than, so tap tap. you won. I'm actually going to go with Kenny Florian in this, which will be an upset technically because Gray Maynard is undefeated. So I'm going to go with Kenny Florian because he's a finisher. I like guys who finish. So I got a dirty mind. Next fight, Damian Maia versus Mario Miranda. Both guys I've seen before as well. Both have good records. Miranda is 12-1 and Maia is 12-2. I think I've seen all of Maia's fights since he got into the UFC because I've seen him a lot. Miranda guy, he's wrestling, Brazilian wrestling, Southwest wrestling, jiu-jitsu as well. Maia's jiu-jitsu all the way. He's phenomenal in the jiu-jitsu. Of course, he's worked on his striking as well. Let me see if he's got some Muay Thai in there, possibly. Nah. Yeah, he's mainly the jiu-jitsu. Yeah, mainly the jiu-jitsu. Anyway, Damian Maia, he'll no-gary you. And what I mean by no-gary you is if you've ever seen any of Antonio Minotauro Nogueiro's fights, sometimes he'll get his ass whooped for the entire fight until the last round when his opponent makes one mistake and he submits him. Period. Like, and that's the Nogueira effect. You could be winning, be as confident as you want to. You make one mistake and it's inevitable. He's gonna win the fight. Damian Maia is the same way. You leave an arm out, a neck out, a leg out, something, shoulder. He's gonna get it. He's gonna submit you. And for that reason, I want to pick Damian. I am gonna pick Damian Maia. He's a smart fighter, real crafty. I just feel more confident with picking him. So I'm picking Maia. Alright, here we go. Fight before the main event, or in some people's eyes, the main event. James Toney and Randy Couture. Man, this is a hard fight to call. I've been talking to people about this, and everyone thinks that Randy Couture is just going to run all over James Toney. But however, James Toney is phenomenal. He's an excellent boxer. And even though he's 42 years old, he's not punched out because he took a long time off. Randy Couture is 47, so this is like the battle of the old fogies, the old guys, Father Time and, you know, Gandalf the Wizard or something. But they're both in good shape. I've seen training videos and stuff of James Toney. We all know Randy Couture stays in good shape. James Toney, I've seen the videos. I believe he's in really good shape, and he's expert in what he does. He's an expert boxer. And fighters who, I'm talking so fast my hair is going in my mouth. Anyway, fighters who are experts in what they do, they tend to cross-train. I don't know any, you know, solid boxer and that's it. I have to believe that an athlete the caliber of James Toney has been training in some sort of groundwork, grappling, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, something to handle Randy Couture. His team is not going to send him into this fight unprepared to go to the ground. So it becomes a matter of, can Randy Couture take James Toney down without getting knocked out in the process? When Randy Couture takes James Toney down, is James Toney going to have any ground game? Because Randy Couture's taken down every single opponent he's ever fought. So James Toney's going to go down at least once. So I know he's going to have takedown defense, but does he have any actual ground game? You know, or is it just going to be, does he just know enough to get a good guard or to hold him so the ref can stand it up, or, you know, the basics? Can he produce offense from the ground? Is what I'm wondering. I want to know how long he's been training. His camp kind of kept that quiet. They didn't really speak too much about his training as far as the groundwork because they want to keep it silent. They want to surprise people. I get that too because he's going against the best when it comes to the ground. And Randy has never seen anybody with his level of boxing. No one in the UFC has a level of boxing as James Toney. And you can't say that James Toney has a puncher's chance because he's too good of a boxer. To say that. He's too smart, he's too good of a boxer to say he has a puncher's chance. He's got more than a puncher's chance. Damn, this can go either way. I have talked to friends and cousins and everything, and it's split down the middle because it's one of those things. Toney can knock Randy out. We know that. It's just, how long has he been training on the ground, and how good is he with the ground game? Because Randy's going to take him down. So, I don't know who I want to pick. I'm going to be daring, and I'm going to Randy Couture's my guy. I love him. He's such a stand-up guy. Oh, and James Toney's been talking cash money smack. He called Randy a bitch, called his trainers a bitch, said he called Kimbo Slice Bimbo Slice. He wanted Brock Lesnar, but Brock was sick at the time, so he's been hungry to get into the MMA for years. So he's been training. Normally I would call it for Randy Couture, but I think I'm going to make it interesting and play devil's advocate on this one, and I'm going to call for James Toney, even though that's against my better judgment. However, just make it interesting. Take a risk. I'm going to call it James Toney. Last fight, but definitely not least, the rematch, BJ Penn, Frankie Edgar. Now, we also, the last fight, Frankie Edgar totally won. Totally BJ Penn. BJ Penn was injured. Even Dana said he was injured and, you know, shouldn't have fought and all that, and he admitted he was injured. And my feelings on that is, you know, it's like your coach always tells you, are you hurt or are you injured? If you're hurt, you go walk it off and you get back in the game. If you're injured, you go see somebody. And I feel like if you're injured, you shouldn't fight. Injured shouldn't fight, period. If you're injured and you choose to fight anyway, to me that's saying that you feel that you can get the job done in your current state. So if you go in that ring like you can get the job done and you get beat and you lose your title, then you got beat. Don't say nothing. No excuses. No, don't fall back on the injury. I hate it when fighters do that. Tito Ortiz does that a lot with the back, and he had a neck injury in one of his fights. And right after the fight, or the next fight, the Tito fight, you know what I mean? Or not Tito, but he was supposed to fight Chuck Liddell again, and he was saying how he's healthy this time. He's healthy this time, and then of course he wasn't healthy. He had a broken neck, a messed up neck. So yeah, I don't like it when fighters fall back on the injury. You're injured, but you get in that ring anyway. You forfeit the injury excuse. If you lose, you lose. Now, I bring up that he was injured to prove this. Well, to help support my prediction, which is that BJ Penn's gonna win. He's gonna get his belt back. I think he's gonna definitely win. He was injured back then, so it's a fact that he is most likely going to be in better shape. He's going to be healthier. So that plays a big role. I think a healthy BJ Penn beats a healthy Frankie Edgar. I think BJ Penn is one of the most talented, naturally talented, gifted fighters ever. My problem with him was always his head. You know, back in the day, he had a huge head. He would train for like 3 weeks before he would get in a fight, have a sloppy gut and all that. He's way past those days. He's a lot more humble. But I do still think mentally maybe he just, you know, gets a little lax or something. But, you know, this last one he said it was an injury, but whatever. No excuses. So it's all about, for me, it's all about BJ Penn's mental state. Because he has all the physical gifts in the world. So it's all about his mental. And after losing this belt, I definitely think he's going to be focused, tunnel vision. And I don't think Frankie Edgar can beat BJ Penn twice in a row. And that's not a knock against Edgar's style or his skill. It's just, it's very hard to beat a man. It's very hard to beat a man twice in a row. Any man, especially a man as good as BJ Penn. So I don't think he's gonna beat him twice. And I just think BJ Penn's gonna win. He's gonna come in focus, and I think he's gonna try to beat Frankie Edgar up. Let's just get real. He's gonna try to beat him up. So it should be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a way better event than 117. This should be exciting. There's a lot of feisty fighters on the card, and I'm excited for it. And I'll be back with my recap. Let me go ahead and end this video. Hopefully it is not so long that I have to do this again. Pull my hair out if I have to. Peace out, ladies. Make your own money. Sign your own checks. Ladies, make your own money. Sign your own checks.